Okay, good evening. As usual, it's Sunday night, and I'm going to go through a little bit of what happened the week before and where are we going this week. I really want to thank everybody right up front for the really outstanding participation on discussion board. This has been the easiest discussion board I've ever had to run. It is really gratifying just to be able to ask an opening question and then sit down and review the hundreds of responses that people put up there. We've never had anything less than about 150 responses. People are doing exactly what I think the whole process is all about, which is challenging each other, commenting on what was worthwhile and what wasn't. You'll see as you go through it just a variety where people thought different things were of different value, and this is the way a discussion board should run. And I just want to compliment everyone on the work that you've done. Also, the groups seem to be progressing. I see a lot of activity and a lot of effort. For those of you who have really grabbed on and started to lead your groups, and you know who you are, nice job. Thank you very much. The way it should be done. For those of you who are just tagging along and you know who you are, step it up. It's still some time left. We've still got a couple weeks here, and things are at that point where it suddenly goes from, gee, we had a lot of time to do this project, to, oh my heavens, where did it all go? And it suddenly do. So let's work on that. But looking forward to some interesting results. For the material that was presented last week, I think people saw an awful lot of variety. You saw things about creativity and creative thinking. The whole concept of design thinking seemed to make quite an impression with quite a few people. And Edward de Bono's ideas on creativity are just it's really interesting stuff. If you ever get a chance to do a review of some of his work, he does something called the 6 thinking hats, and where he talks, and where we saw him here talking about thinking. It's really important stuff. I think you'd do well to when you have time, go look into it a little bit. The whole piece about design thinking was my effort at trying to find something that would allow us to show how really things do fit together. One I've never discovered a video on, but another way I would like to look at it is a concept I call systems thinking. How do things fit together? And I recall vividly having at some point in my career heard a commercial, and I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit for you, but the whole idea of systems thinking for how things put together. But if you walk up to somebody, any individual, and say, what stops your car? What do you think they're going to answer? Well, 9 times out of 10, somebody is going to answer, my brakes. My brakes stop my car. And if you really think about it, and this commercial was for a tire company, your brakes don't stop your car. Your brakes stop your wheels. Your tires stop your car. That's a system. That's systems thinking. Kind of related a little way towards the design thinking stuff that Tim Brown was talking about. And I think if we just keep these in mind as you're developing strategy and putting things together, I think you'll do a much better job of coming up with a whole overall strategy and not a narrowly focused tactical plan. So that's where we're going. Okay, now here comes the kicker for this week. A couple of things are going to go on. I mentioned a writing assignment. You'll notice in the video that comes right after it, I introduced that writing assignment. I call the title on the video is The Bad Idea Video. Watch it carefully and then accept that assignment. Remember the thing I've been telling you in the simulation mode throughout the whole project. This is not an idea that you came up with. This is an idea you were given. It was thrown on your desk. You're told to make it work. Okay? This assignment is designed to let you have, I don't want to even say fun, but let you have your way with that whole circumstance. This is a circumstance you're going to find happens to us much more often than not. And sometimes we just don't like what we've been thrown, but we've got to make it work. This assignment is all about that. You may think I'm a little crazy when you do it. You're going to look at it and say, well, what is it? Is this guy nuts? But I want you to go ahead and do this. Now, I'm not sure it's clear when I did the previous videos that I've included to explain the assignment. This assignment is parallel with your group assignment. It is an assignment to be done by each one of you as an individual. It is also due at the end of the course. Okay, it is due at the end of week 8, just like the group assignment is. So keep that in mind, but this is your work. Everyone is to do this. Don't do it in groups. You do it as an individual. Okay, so that's where we're going with that. I think we've included some interesting material for you this week that again is going to help you get even closer to the end of your project. The good news for this week, yes, there's a discussion board. Guess what? It's optional. All right? I did not put a graded discussion board out there. I would be very gratified and very interested if you would post some of your opinions, but do not feel obligated to do so. If you do not post anything to this week's discussion board, it won't hurt you. By the same token, if you do, it can only help, all right, and show that you've absorbed and read a lot of the material. But it is optional. I want people concentrating on their group projects this week because we're getting near crunch time, and that's where we need to be. So again, I would like to thank and congratulate everybody for the performance on the discussion board. I refrained from making an awful lot of individual comments this week, unlike previous weeks. Just follow that rubric for how to participate. You've all got the drill down pretty well now, and again, I want you to know that it's going almost exactly the way anybody could hope for. So this is really good. And obviously, if you have any questions about the new assignment, if you have any questions about the group assignment, please feel free to ask me individually, but don't forget I put that general questions and information discussion board link up. Use that because if one person has a question, frequently several others are thinking about the same thing and just haven't gotten around to asking it yet. Great performance so far. I hope you're getting more than what you bargained for out of this class. And again, what I often said to people, one of my biggest goals for any class, but this one in particular, is to have people come out of it and every week say, gee, I never thought of it that way before. And I think we're seeing an awful lot of that. So I'm feeling pretty good about where we are. Hope you are too. As usual, if you have any questions, please ask. Thanks very much.